morning, everybody. This is Mikhail from Healthwise Enterprise, the health food store located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, between Ryan and Dequindre, about 3 blocks west of Ryan. But some people say we're between Taco Bell and Long John Silver. We're there to service you, even through this snowy day, from 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. You can give us a call directly at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757, 3438. And you can call us at the old number, still 366-DIET. And if you want to share some information with me, you can give me a call at my personal cell phone, 313-600-8532. Well, we made it through another snowstorm, and thank God. We got a call already. Yes, caller, you got a question or comment?
Yes, I have a question. Good morning to you, and so happy you got in safely.
Yes, thank
My
you.
question is, I have my son just got his 2-year-old circumcised yesterday, and do you have anything we can come to help with the pain and the healing?
Uh, yes, yes, we do. Okay. What we have used in situations like that is this aloe vera concentrate called A cream.
Yes, and that's what I told him, aloe vera. So I'll be in to get that from you today.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Yeah, this particular A cream is highly concentrated. It's like 7 pounds of concentrated aloe vera, so it's even more stronger than the plant itself. And people, they love it, for all kind of cuts and burns and bruises. And we keep it handy at, it's like in the kitchen and in the bathroom, because we get a little paper cut at work. We keep it handy there. And they used to use it at burn centers. Okay, I think they still do in some places around the country. I got the company in trouble one day by showing what it could do. So they asked me to beg them never to show that video again. But I could tell you about it, how powerful this A cream is. On this video, this guy was boiling some water, and you could tell it was boiling because it was a glass pot. He took that boiling water and poured it over his hand. Crazy, right? He took the A cream and just saturated his hand with the A cream. Within 2 minutes, all the pain was gone. In 15 minutes, he wiped off the excess A cream and went to slapping the back of his hand. No pain, none whatsoever. They've used it at the burn centers. It was so phenomenal, the government made them stop. So to kind of give you an idea how powerful that A cream is. This show, I like to talk about stress and a little bit about breathing to help reduce that stress level. Since this is the 14th, 10 days before, 11 days before Christmas, the noted birthday of Jesus Christ. And it's like, we fall into a lot of these conditions. A lot of folks do. But what I like about this time between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and the other holiday, my birthday, is come together with family. It's just breaking bread, and just folks be a little more cheerier. Spend an extra minute on the phone, or when you get restaurants or stores. Just folks have a cheery disposition. And which is real good as far as dealing with stress. Not having enough and trying to do this, put the ends together, and It's a lot of things we can do. And one of the cheapest, inexpensive things is breathing. I'm always studying, and I always had this question in the back of my mind: what's the best way to breathe? Is through your nose or through your mouth? And after reading today, um, I didn't get the correct pronunciation of this breathing technique, but it's Buteyko. You may want to look that up. Buteyko. Um, and that's a breathing technique that this Russian developed that actually has provided many benefits to you, more so than I ever thought about, is the importance of breathing through your nose. But what we're talking about today is this reducing stress. And I ran across 10 superfoods for reducing stress. And one of them is the green leafy vegetables. So important. We use that a lot by way of the stabilized greens. But let me, before I go too deep into it, but the superfoods for reducing stress by Macola, who is a doctor. I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, nutritionist, dietitianist. I just read a lot, share a lot, and if you come by Healthwise, I give a hugs a lot. And ran across this story, and my wife was thinking about I should share some things. What about stress and using superfoods to counteract that? Choosing healthy foods when you're stressed can impact your mood on a positive note, helping to relieve tension, stabilize your blood sugars, for the sugar diabetes, and sending your stress packing somewhere else. Just eating healthy foods. And a lot of times people get stressed, they just grab some chips or ice cream and things. It helps reduce the stress. But then you got the added fact of those empty calories and the sugars. So reduce the stress, but then you turn back around and the stress went back up because of the poisonous substance they call foods that you just digested. So having some green leafy vegetables handy. Or what we use a lot at Healthwise is the stabilized greens. Okay, is I take it most mornings, at least 5 days out the month. I mean 5 days out the week. I'm not going too far without my stabilized greens, okay, because it's rich in greens from the sea and from the land, and it's rich in the B vitamins, which is real good for reducing stress. We even have a product called the B Stress Reduced, and it helps to give the body the nourishment it needs. So when stressful situations come up, you have the B vitamins to be able to supply your body to keep you cool, calm, and collected. Some of the best food to eat for stress, including dark leafy vegetables, uh, turkey breasts, wild caught Alaskan salmon. That's one of my favorite foods. And fermented foods was another one of my favorite foods. And blueberries and more. Okay. We're going to get into some choices here. Nearly 40% of Americans report overeating or eating unhealthy foods as results of stress. While it may seem tempting to down your anxiety in a bowl of ice cream or calm your nerve with a bag of chips, eating junk food while stressed may be particularly dangerous to your health. Um, because of the potato chips, all the chemicals that they put those in, um, and the chemicals that they grow the potatoes with. I just ran across the McDonald's like that flour-looking serving for the potatoes when they get their French fries, but to get those potatoes to grow like that, they go through a lot of chemicals that they use to get it to look like that. Um, and so the junk food and the potato chips, we talked about how harmful that is. And then you got the sugars from the ice cream that is harmful. And then you got the cow's milk. So I never like to talk about nothing without changing it. Instead of the chips, okay, um, bake your own. But you'd be surprised because let you know they got chemicals in those chips, at least in my experience. If I have a craving for chips and I go home and bake a potato, put my butter on there, that's real butter from the Amish, and my real salt with the trace minerals, eat that, I'm full, but the craving for chips is still there. Because it wasn't the chips, it was the chemicals that they put in the chips. So it takes a while to get that that desire for the chips out of your system. But it's not the chips; it's the chemicals. That's what they use, and those are the addictive chemicals that they put in a lot of foods to have you going against your natural habits that God put inside of each and every one of us. Now, ah, here we go. Some habits you just can't break. That's the good old noni juice, which is another stress buster too. Okay. Among a group of chronically stressed women, those caring for a spouse or a parent with dementia, eating foods high in unhealthy fats and sugar leads to concerning health effects, including a larger waistline, increased abdominal fats, more oxidative damages, which is the free radicals that contribute to so many diseases, and more insulin resistance, which the chances of getting sugar diabetes increases. Okay, I was watching this show about Blackish, and they had these little things in there talking about sugar diabetes is not a curable disease. Um, I don't believe that because I didn't see too many people who come into Healthwise and they got the formula Dr. Wallach had talked about that they actually cured sugar diabetes in animals since 1957. So that make that 60 years they done cured animals of diabetes with nutrition based on their body weight. And everybody, when I learned about this over 20 years ago, everybody that's got the same formula that had sugar diabetes come back and tell us their numbers are between 65 and 85, definitely below 100. And it's up to you if you want to take those pills. But if your numbers is below 100, uh, we like to keep it between 65 and 85. Just in case, like, holiday times, you want to have a piece of candy or a piece of cake, uh, you could do it, without your numbers going back up to 200 or 300 and things. Okay, um, and fall and prey to these conditions where your insulin resistance is high. In this case, the food alone wasn't a problem. It was a combination of junk food and stress that was dangerous. As low stress women who ate similar foods did not experience such profound changes over the course of the study. The study lead author, which is a Dr. Cushbacker, as assistant professor at the University of California in San Francisco Department of Psychiatry, said, quote, many people think a calorie is a calorie, but this study suggests that two women who ate the same thing could have different metabolic responses based on their level of stress. There appears to be a stress pathway that works through diet. For example, it could be similar to what you see or what we see in animals, where fat cells grow faster in response to junk food when the body is chronically stressed. So being stressed and eating junk food increases weight. I think that's what they're saying. That's what I pick up. At the same time, junk food will only give you a moment of relief. After initial pleasure wear off, you may find yourself battling mood swings, irritability, and other unpleasant emotions on the top of your level of stress, courtesy of the sugar, the trans fats, the artificial colors, the MSG, and whatever synthetic ingredient you may have consumed. The pesticides, herbicides, nitrates, nitrites, those are not foods that God designed our body to operate on. On the other hand, by choosing healthy foods, you can actually impact your mood on a positive note, helping to relieve tension, stabilize the blood sugars, and send your stress level down. If eating helps reduce stress, eating junk food helps reduce the stress some, but then it takes you to a higher level of stress and weakens your immune system. So you take one step forward and two steps backwards. 10 best foods to eat for stress. Have a long day at the office, kids acting out all day, feeling the financial crunch or relationship strain. Grab your fork and dig in the following stress busting superfoods. Dark green leafy vegetables like spinach are rich in folic, which help your body produce mood regulating neurotransmitters, including serotonin and dopamine. One 2012 study found people who consumed the most folic had a lower risk of depression than those who ate the least. And that's the dark green leafy vegetables. I suggest eating that and taking the stabilized greens because the stabilized greens got the dark leafy vegetables in it, not only from the land but also from the sea. Not to mention research from the University of Chicago, oh no, University of Arteco found eating fruits and vegetables of any sort except fruit juices and dried fruit help young adults calm their nerves. Department of Psychiatry Research, uh, Timlin Connor says, quote, on days when people ate more fruits and vegetables, they reported feeling calmer, happier, and more energetic than they normally did. Thank God. Now, who made the fresh fruits and vegetables? God. Who made them chips and ice cream? Man. Go with God's plan, putting into your body what God intended it to operate on. It reduces stress. Now, I'm not a turkey meat eater, but organic turkey breast is a good source of tryptophan, an amino acid protein building block that your body converts into serotonin. Research shows that argumentative people who consume tryptophan become markedly more pleasant, with research noting tryptophan significantly decreases cortisol behavior, okay, and increase agreeable behavior and perceptions of agreeableness. Pumpkin seeds, nuts, and free range organic eggs are also rich in the source of tryptophan. Pumpkin seeds. You see, the good thing about, excuse me, y'all, good thing about pumpkin seeds, I guess this shoveling snow, shoveling the cars, and got my nose running a little bit, so pardon me. Eating pumpkin seeds and nuts and free-range organic eggs are excellent source of tryptophan. I ran across this article talking about even the egg shells have some health benefits. I got to study that one a little bit more before I try that one. But one of my favorite foods is fermented foods. I never heard it putting together to reducing stress, but in this article, fermented foods like pickles and sauerkraut is excellent, excellent food. The secret to improving your mental health is in your gut, what Mona Harrison called your gut, the small intestines, your second brain. As unhealthy gut flora can have a detrimental impact on your brain health, leading to issues like anxiety and depression. Beneficial bacteria, friendly bacteria, I think we have one here that's like give you 3.4 billion sources of friendly bacteria per pill, have a direct effect on your brain chemistry, transmitting mood and behavior regulating signals to your brain via your uh, vicus nerve. Going the signal from the brain, from the gut to the brain. That's, for instance, the probiotic lactobacillus was found to have a marked effect on the GABA levels in certain brain regions and lower the stress-induced hormone. Let me see, cortisol, resulting in reduced anxiety and depression-related behavior. Women who regularly ate yoga containing beneficial bacteria, that's without the sugar, okay, had improved brain functions compared to those who did not consume yoga. I really prefer the the friendly bacteria, okay, and or the fermented foods like the pickles and sauerkraut. Specifically, they had decreased activity in two brain regions that control the central process of emotions and sensations. The insular cortex, which plays a role in functioning typically linked to emotions, including perception, motor control, self-awareness, cognitive functions, and interpersonal experiences, and the regulation of the body's homeostasis. The mm, just somatosensory cortex, which plays a role in your body's ability to interpret a wide variety of sensations. The fact that this study showed any improvement at all is remarkable. From fermented foods, friendly bacteria, considering they use commercial yoga, okay, preparations that are notoriously unhealthy, loaded with artificial sweeteners and artificial colors and artificial flavoring, and that number one drug in this country they call food, which is really a drug called sugar. They got those kind of results with that. You can imagine if you get the real thing. Most importantly, the vast majority of commercial yogurts have clinically significant levels of beneficial bacteria. Clearly, you would be better off making your own yogurt with raw milk or eating other fermented foods like fermented vegetables. Okay, well, we mentioned sauerkraut, there's pickles, there's when I go to the Mediterranean restaurants, most of the time I've been there to give you a pickled turnip. Friendly bacteria. The significance is that these here pills give you 3.4 billion sources of friendly bacteria per pill. And we got some more Healthwise will give you 50 billion per pill. When you take a mouthful of fermented foods, it gives you trillions of friendly bacteria. And it's a food that is good to take every day. As explained by Dr. Campbell McBridge, a medical doctor with a postgraduate degree in neurology, toxicity in your gut can flow throughout your body and into your brain, where it can cause symptoms of poor mood, autism, attention deficit disorder, depression, schizophrenia, and a whole host of other mental and behavior disorders. We are in control. It takes a strong will not to go for that sugar from the chemicals that they put in there. With this in mind, it would be crystal clear that nourishing your gut flora by eating fermented foods and avoiding processed foods and sugars is extremely important to support a positive mood during this Christmas time. Keep you cool, calm, and collected. Friendly bacteria, fermented foods, pickles, sauerkraut, boots, wheat. It is what you call it. Those roots that you get, turnip roots that you get that's fermented. Ferment them yourself. See, we nowadays we got Google how to ferment it, foods. Break it all down. You raise the friendly bacteria for you and your whole family, so folks can be cheerful no matter what's going on. This one of my favorites is the wild caught Alaskan salmon. Number 4, found in salmon and sardines and artichokes or supplemental forms. I think one of the supplemental forms. One of my favorite products here is the Salmon Oil Plus because it gives you 8 parts of the omegas. I've never seen that with any other omega. But here is dealing with reducing the stress. The animal-based omega-3, the EPA and DHA play a role in your emotional well-being. There are a number of vendors, okay, um, like Vital Choice, that have documented radiation-free salmon. One study in brain behavior and immortality showed a dramatic 20% reduction in anxiety among medical students taking omega 3, which past research has shown omega 3 works just as well as antidepressants in preventing the signs of depression, but without any side effects. That's To me, that's phenomenal. Omega 3 work just as well as antidepressants without the harmful side effects. Blueberries, number 5. Did we get this one? This anandidine are the pigments that give blueberries or give berries like blueberry and blackberry they deep color. It's another reason blacker the berry, the sweeter juice. Blacker the berry, the more anandines that's in there. These antioxidants aid your brain in the production of dopamine, a chemical that is critical in coordination, memory function, and your mood. Blackberries, blueberries. As reported in Time magazine, quote, research has also shown that blueberry eaters experience a boost in natural killer cells, a type of white blood cell that plays a vital role in your immune system, critical for countering stress. says Dr. Cynthia Ass at MPHRD, Health Contributing Nutrition Editor. Number 6, pistachios. It's remarkable. One study found eating 2 servings of pistachio a day lowers vascular constrictions during stress, which means the load on your heart is reduced since your arteries are more dilated. Not to mention, you might find the rheumatic act of cell uh, pistachios therapeutic, as doing a repetitive activity can help quiet racing through the brain. Getting the pistachios with the shells on it. Just opening the shell, eating them. Open the shell, eating. Open them the shell, eating. It just lowers the stress, along with eating the pistachios. Pistachios are a high risk of contamination by a cardiovascular mold called aflatoxin and may be bleached or functionated during processing. Choose organic pistachios and avoid those that are dyed, bleached, or show signs of decay. Dark chocolate, not the milk chocolate, the dark chocolate. If you're one of those individuals who get a nice mood boost whenever you sink your teeth into a bar of pure, unalterated chocolate, it is not happenstance. There's a chemical reason behind it called, hmm, didn't, let me see, did I get to that one? Here we go. Bronchodilate. Bronchodilate. Okay, bronchodilate, a neurotransmitter produced in the brain that temporarily blocks feelings of pain and depression. It is derived of the Sanskrit word blessed. And one of the great things about chocolate is that it not only produces the compound, it also contains other chemicals that prolong the good feeling of aspects of anthindine. Chocolate has even been referred to as the new anti-anxiety drug. One study in the Journal of Psychopathology also revealed that drinking an antioxidant-rich chocolate drink equals to about 1.5 ounces of dark chocolate daily felt calmer than those who did not. Dr. Willing, and I wish I had brought it. He got a new dark chocolate drink that gives you these benefits, and it's not loaded with chemicals and drugs. Another one, number 8, sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. Now today is cold, so you got to, well, we know, to layer up. If you or anybody you know that's going to have a job where they got to be outside, the old trick is taking you some cayenne pepper, which speed up metabolism rate, which actually burns up fats, but also makes you warmer, and put a little bit in your around your toes before you put your socks or stockings on, and a little bit in your gloves. Not too much, because it will have you real hot if you put too much in there, but it keeps you warm. Sunshine is not technically a food, but a daily dose of sunshine might help stabilize your mood. Serotonin, the brain hormone associated with mood elevation, rises with exposure to bright lights and falls with decreased sun exposure. In 2006, scientists elevated the effects of vitamin D3 on the mental health of 80 elderly patients and found those with the lowest level of vitamin D were 11 times more prone to be depressed than those who receive healthy doses. Now, we ran across articles that talked about a healthy dose. Well, I'll put it like this. Oprah did a study with her scientists and had them people taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day, and nobody reported a toxic level. Low vitamin D levels are also associated with increased risk of panic disorder. While you can get some vitamin C in foods like the salmon, egg yolks, and mushrooms, your best solution to optimize your level is through invisible sun exposure. If you can't get that, then the vitamin D3. Seeds, magnesium, which acts as a precursor for neurotransmitters like serotonin, is well known for its role in helping to regulate the mood and enhance well-being. Dr. Carol Dean, a medical and naturopathic doctor, has studied and written about magnesium for more than 15 years. The latest edition of her book, The Magnesium Miracle, details 22 medical areas that magnesium deficiency triggers, including anxiety, panic attacks, and depression. Seaweed and green leafy vegetables, like you find in the stabilized greens, like spinach and Swiss chard, can be excellent sources of magnesium, as are some beans and nuts and seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and sesame seeds. Avocado also contain magnesium. Juicing your vegetables is an excellent option to ensure you're getting enough of them in your diet. And then the last one is avocado. Number 10 provides close to 20 essential health boosting nourishments, including potassium, vitamin E, vitamin B, fluoric acid. According to research published in the Nutritional Journal, eating just one half of a fresh avocado with lunch may satiate you if you're overweight, which will help prevent unnecessary snacking later on. Avocado with your lunch. Those who ate half an avocado with their standard lunch reported being 40% less hungry 3 hours after their meal and 28% less hungry at the 5 hour mark compared to those who did not eat avocado for lunch. The study also found that avocado appear healthy for regulating blood sugar levels. This combination of satiety and blood sugar regulation can help keep your mood steady even in times of stress. Those keys. So go over them again. Dark green leafy vegetables, stabilized greens, pumpkin seeds, fermented foods, sauerkraut, and then you got your pickles, and you got your friendly probiotics. Salmon, wild caught Alaskan salmon, or you got your salmon or pills. Blueberries or blackberries. Your dark chocolates, not with that milk chocolate with all the chemicals in it, but your dark chocolates. Sunshine, vitamin D3, and the 10,000 IUs. Seeds, okay, like magnesium. And the last one is the avocado, all right? Sugary, starchy foods are the worst choice when you're stressed. We got 5 minutes for this. Many people equate controlling foods with carbs, but sugars and grains are among the worst foods to eat when you're stressed. Here's why. Sugar. Sugar can lead to fluctuations in mood and blood sugars, which can bring on mood swings, but its role is poor mood actually goes much deeper than that. The entire book has been written on this topic, written by William Huffey, called Sugar Blues. There are at least three potential mechanisms through which refined sugars intake could exert a toxic effect on your mood and your mental health. By choosing healthy foods, you can actually impact your mood on a positive note, helping to relieve tension, stabilize blood sugars, and send your stress packing. Sugar, particularly fructose, and grains contribute to insulin and leptin resistance and impact signaling, which plays a significant role in your mental health. Sugar suppresses activity of your BDNF, which promotes healthy brain neurons. The BDNF levels are critically low in both depression and schizophrenia, which animals models suggest might be actually causative. Sugar consumption also triggers a cascade of chemical reactions in your body that promote chronic inflammation. In long-term, inflammation disrupt the normal functioning of your immune system, which links to a greater risk of depression. Gluten, the breads. The key word is gluten, which is loaded with glue, because that's what gluten means. The Latin word means glue. Gluten, a protein found in grains such as wheat, rye, barley, may negatively impact the mood and brain health. In fact, a number of studies indicate that wheat can have a detrimental effect on your mood, promoting depression and even more serious mental health problems such as schizophrenia. One mechanism that can help explain the mysterious connection between wheat and mental health problems is the fact that wheat inhibits production of the serotonin. And serotonin is what gives you energy. Wheat, that gluten, inhibits that. Neurotransmitters like serotonin can be found not just in your brain, but also in your gut. In fact, the greatest concentration of serotonin, which is involved in your mood control, depression, and anxiety, is found in your intestines, your small intestines, not your brain. Wheat, in particular, also been indicated in psychotic problems from depression to schizophrenia due to wheat germ L-glutamine, which has neurotoxic activity. And the last one is the processed foods. The list of potential mood boosting ingredients in processed foods is one. Aside from sugar and gluten, they may also contain trans fats, artificial colors, MSG, artificial sweetness, and other synthetic ingredients linked to irritability and mood swings. So you got your choices. It's a lot to make a choice, but the thing about these foods, if you're going to eat a little bit of that, just to break bread with folks, make sure your system is built up to counteract that. And the other thing I use during this holiday time a lot more than normal is the oxy powder. Because if you're going to eat those foods to break bread with friends, which is important, I found in my life travels, it gets some oxy powder to get that poisons out of your system. Don't let it linger and cause other complications later on. And the one I didn't mention was sex. The constant, what you call it, the confidence. Now that helps reduce stress too on both ends. So we'll talk about that later on this month. So peace and love. 5 hugs a day helps reduce stress, and especially if when you're giving that hug, you mentally sending love from your heart to their heart. Peace and love, y'all.